Hey friend, it is Brandon Gustafson with Assisted Living Investing. Excited to have you here with me on the channel today for our live topic. Today we're going to be talking about how to purchase an existed living home. This is a question that I've seen a while. For those of you that are new though, I am Brandon Gustafson. I am the owner of assistedlivinginvesting.net, and I created this channel to help people like you, to help those that are new and maybe aspiring real estate investors launch their own assisted living business so they can achieve time and financial freedom through assisted living. So excited to have you here with me on the channel today. Let's get into it. Let me share my screen. And again, we're talking about how to purchase an existing assisted living facility. If you would like to get some of my free resources, I'm going to have a ticker going down here on the bottom for a profit path tool that I created. I actually did a video a couple weeks ago on this, and I have turned that into something. There's going to be links down below on YouTube. You can type this in as well if you're watching on Facebook, assistedlivinginvesting.net/profit path, all one word. Or you can get the business planning checklist, which is assistedlivinginvesting.net/BP checklist. We'll have links on all of the things so you can get access to those free tools. You could also get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net, and get the free underwriting calculator. So I have a lot of information and tools there for you to kind of help you along your investment journey to help you launch that assisted living business. Now let's give you a little bit of background on who I am so you kind of know who you're talking to here. I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own two assisted living facilities. They are out of state. I live in Utah. One of my facilities is in Colorado. The other is in Idaho. And I operate those facilities remotely using my administrators that are there, and they do most of the work for us, and they're incredible people and help us run that business. So have that experience, have secured over 1.5 million in funding from the SBA. So have a lot of experience doing that as well. Have a master's in healthcare administration. Have worked in the healthcare industry for over a decade, and just have a lot of experience. If you're here live, then and you're new, type in newbie. If you have been doing this for a while and you're looking to add another one to your portfolio, type in operator down below as well. And if you have questions, if you're here live or if you're watching after the fact, type those questions in. I'll have some time for some Q&A here at the end of the live session. So let's get into this process here of finding a facility. This is the first step in the process of purchasing an existing facility. You have to find one. So a couple weeks ago, we did a video on this, on how to go and find us. So we talked about some of those online resources, loopnet.com, bizbuysell.com, crexy.com. Those are all incredible resources to help you find opportunities. So I'd encourage you to go watch that video because it's going to answer a lot of the questions on how to actually find something. And once you do, that's what this profit path, the ticker that's going along at the bottom, is that tool. So assistedlivinginvesting.net/profit path. It's going to help you do a quick analysis to identify if something is going to be useful for you or not. I also have that calculator that will allow you to do that. But the first thing you have to do is find an opportunity, because if you don't find something, you're never going to be able to purchase it. So you got to do some looking. You go do some digging so that you can, make some progress and find an opportunity. I was talking with somebody a little bit earlier today, and she's already started that, and it was so exciting to listen to her talk about the opportunity that she's got in front of her and where she's going with that. So I just love when people start taking action and start moving forward. It's a lot of fun and rewarding to see that start coming to fruition. Once you have found that property, the next thing you need to do is your due diligence. So when you do this, I've shared this story before about signing an NDA. An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. The first time that I was had the conversation with a broker that said, "Hey, yeah, we can give you the information. You just got to sign this NDA." I like during the headlights, I was like, what is that? I have no idea. You're just signing it, basically saying, I will not share this information. I acknowledge that it's private information. I'm not going to share it with anybody. That's what an NDA is, a non-disclosure agreement. So you're going to have to sign that to get their information. Typically, it's just a DocuSign. It's something you can do online, do on your phone. Really simple process to get that in place. Next is when you get that information from them, there's going to be finances, and you're going to need to start reviewing those finances and get familiar with what they look like and how they work and how they've performed over the past several years, and really get a feel for if that opportunity is financially viable or not. And what you're going to notice in there is sometimes you're going to see something where it was not performing well financially. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad opportunity. You still want to dig into it because there may be opportunities to increase rents or to decrease some of your expenses and create more leverage there to create that gap of profitability that you would need to have to run a successful business. So you want to look at those financials and not just surface look at them. You want to really dive deep into these financials, get an understanding for what they are, how they work, what went well, what didn't go well, and you're in this kind of negotiation phase. You're going to want to ask questions. What happened here? What went well with this? Why didn't this work out? Those are questions that you want to ask because as a person that's selling, they're going to want to tell you that information for good or bad, but they want to explain what's happening because it's going to build that rapport, build that trust, and help make people feel a little more comfortable in the opportunities that they're looking for. You also want to do your own underwriting on this opportunity. When you start working with banks, they're going to do their own underwriting, but you want to spend the time doing that. That's why I have the tool on the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net, the free underwriting calculator. You can do that. You can put all the information in there. I have other videos on the channel that kind of explain how to do that, or the business planning guide, assistedlivinginvesting.net/BPG, and we'll link that down below as well. Is a great resource to help you really get things off the ground, to understand what you're looking at from an underwriting perspective and how to incorporate that into your business plan so that you can have something solid that's put together really well that a lender or an investor or somebody like that is going to feel confident in. But you, as the person that's buying this facility, you need to do that underwriting yourself. You need to feel comfortable with it and not just trust that everything is going to work out. And you do that by looking at their previous finances, putting it in your underwriting model, figuring out how much you're going to charge those residents, whether they're Medicaid or not, what that room rate's going to be, and start backing your way into what that's going to look like for you as an owner of a facility, as the owner of this business that you are starting to launch. Once you've done that, you've done the underwriting, you've looked at all of the numbers, you're feeling comfortable with it, you feel good about the opportunity. The next thing that you need to do is make an offer. And so let's say that they have listed the property at 1.2. The person I was talking with earlier today, she asked, is that negotiable? Do I have to pay that rate? And what I told her is everything is negotiable. Everything is negotiable. You can always make an offer that's different. That's the fun thing about real estate is it's not always just a set thing. And the other thing that's really cool about real estate is there's always going to be a deal. There's always a way to make an opportunity work for both sides of the fence. And so you just need to realize that you can negotiate, you can have those conversations and see where it goes from there. So it's worth getting a good feel for your underwriting and running different scenarios for, what if we offered $100,000 left? What is that less? What does that do to my debt service, to my mortgage payment? And how's that going to impact everything else? You can run these different scenarios so you get a feel for what it looks like because there's just so many levers that you can pull. That's why that underwriting calculator that I give you is there's so much in there because there are so many levers that you can pull. There's so many things there that can help you out along your journey. So that's the next thing is making this offer. Determine that offer that makes sense for you and for them. You extend that offer, and if they like it, then you go under contract. If they come back to you and they negotiate and they say no, we actually wanted it at this amount, then you're going back and forth. You're negotiating. You're using brokers. You're using those third parties to help you negotiate, to keep things kind of civil as you're going through it, and that's going to really help you feel confident in the deal that you are getting under contract. So once you make that offer, the next step in the process is once you're under contract is typically going to be finding a lender. So when you're working through this process of purchasing an assisted living facility, when you're purchasing this type of a business, it's not like when you're buying a home. When you go buy a home, you go to a lender, or to a mortgage loan officer or whatever, you get pre-approved from that lender, and they tell you you have $500,000 and you're approved, you're pre-approved for that. go ahead, look for a house. It doesn't work exactly like that when you get into this realm. They're a little more kind of a case by case basis. You might find a lender that is willing to say, yeah, we approve you for $1 million. In my experience, that's very few and far between. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to get a contract, you're going to get an opportunity under contract. You're going to take this to multiple lenders. I've shared this experience a few times as well. it, it our first facility, we went through probably 20 lenders to try to find something. Second time was a little bit faster, honestly, but the third one, which was a different business, I ended up having to reach out to probably 50 lenders before I finally found one that would work with me. So it was just persistence and reaching out and giving them my underwriting, my business plan, and how I thought this was going to be a good opportunity. They go through their process to confirm for themselves that they feel like it's a good opportunity. So you've got to talk to a bunch of lenders. One of the best ways to find those lenders is to get on and just do an internet search and search for SBA lenders in New York, in California, whichever state you're in, is to look that way. And then you're going to get this huge list. You're going to find somebody that has a blog on it or something, and it's going to have 200 lenders on there. You want to start reaching out to them. Get familiar. Which ones are these? Am I comfortable with this bank? Do I have a relationship with them already? Start having those thought processes. Start reaching out to them. Start giving them your business plan. Start explaining what you're trying to find, and look and see what you can do with those lenders. This is how you go and find the lender. Once you've found them, you need to provide them with that business plan and with that underwriting. This is why what I teach in the business planning guide is so key, because it gives you those tools which are just absolutely crucial for your ability to go and get funding, whether that's from a bank or from an investor or anybody like that. It's a tool that you can use so many different ways and so many times to help you get the opportunities that you need, whether you're getting your first one or expanding. So again, assistedlivinginvesting.net/BPG, and we'll have that linked down below. It's a great tool to help you out. Once you do all that, you've given them everything, you're going to get the approval in place. And that's that approval that I was telling you about that you might get with a typical mortgage, where they say, yep, you're pre-approved for 500,000. Once you've given them everything, given this lender everything that they need, they're going to say, yes, you have a conditional approval or a pre-approval, that we will work with you on this deal at the amount that you have offered them. So that's kind of how that approval process works. Is you're trying to work with lenders and trying to get things. It can be a slow process. It can take multiple weeks for you to get there. But a lot of the approvals that you get from lenders are on a case by case basis. It's not a blanket. Here's $1 million. Go for it. That's just been my experience with it. After you do that, you're going to get to closing. And there's a lot that happens from when you go under contract to closing. My experience, this is a months long process. It took us 4 months for one of them and 3.5 months for the other one. So it is not just a short period of time, but you have a lot that kind of goes into that. Finding the lender, building out that business plan, building relationships, talking with insurance brokers, just all kinds of things that go into this process, things that I teach in the accelerator course here at Assisted Living Investing. So when you do that, you're going to get a needs list. That needs list is basically a document, and I've had ones that are like 5 pages long, and it's not like single spaced or anything like that. It's well spread out, but still, it's 30, 50 things that you have to do. They're needs lists. They're asking you for stuff that you already gave them as well, so it's a little bit redundant. They're going to want bank statements and tax statements and the business plan again, and see if you have any updates and your underwriting. And they just want everything from you and from the seller. They're going to ask for all of the things because they want to make sure that they're comfortable with this. So you're going to get this needs list that you've got to work with. You're going to have like a closing officer, somebody that's going to work directly with you as you go to close. And they're going to help you through that needs list and answer questions. They're going to be your advocate to help make sure that you get everything that you need so that you can go to closing. But that's a big part as you get to this phase in the process. You're going to then get your facility license in place as well as you're doing this. So if you are doing purchasing an existing facility, you're going to do what's called a change of ownership process, or a CHOW, is what I've often heard them called in the states that I've worked in. And it's basically the same application process you go through to obtain your license. You're just checking a few different boxes, but you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to get that license in place. It's a part of the closing. You need to be able to operate the business. Something that is a little bit tricky is the state doesn't want to give you a license if you don't have a home. And so we've had to kind of coordinate between the lender and the state, and get them to kind of work together and coordinate so that we can have those things come together and we get the license active the exact day that we close, so that those two things come together and we can take over operations and move things along. So there's a little bit of coordinating and relationship building that you got to do as you get to that process. It's required though if you're going to close. So you got to have all of your policies and procedures. Everything needs to be in place so that you can get up and get running and get started. Once you have all of that stuff, everything needs list, it's all good, everything, you're going to go to closing. You're going to go sit at a table. You're going to sign a huge stack of papers, a ream of paper. You're going to have so much to do there, and it's an exciting day. It's super exciting. I remember both times that we closed on our businesses. It was just so exciting. One of them, we flew out to Colorado, and we were able to do that, and we went out and went to a really nice restaurant afterwards. The other one was here in Salt Lake, where I'm at, even though the facility was in Idaho. And we did that. I actually got a job offer that exact same day. Like I remember, like it was just a crazy whirlwind of a day. It was sleeting all over. Like it was just crazy weather. A bunch of fun, exciting things happening. But you're gonna remember those days because you are now becoming that business owner. You're achieving that dream, and it's so exciting to have that happen. So that's kind of the process you go through as you are purchasing that facility. That's how you purchase. That's from finding the facility all the way to the end. That's what happens, and how it goes, and what you can expect as you go through that process. I see there's a couple people here that are live. If you have any questions, make sure you type those down below so I can answer those for you. And if you are, if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell as well on YouTube so you get notified every time I go live on these. And if you are on the Facebook group, make sure you're doing things so you get notified every time I go live on these. We do these live sessions every Tuesday, and then we are putting out other content on Fridays. Next Tuesday, it's the 2nd, and I will be a little bit late. I'm still not sure what time the live session is going to be. It's going to be at a slightly different time because I am buying a personal residence for myself. So we, long story, ended up having to sell our home because of a failed business, not our assisted living facilities, and we're able to finally get back and get a home. So we're super excited for that. So yeah, next week will be a little bit late because of some stuff we've got to do with the purchase of that home. Anyways, yeah, I want to thank you again for watching. Thank you for being here. Remind you about the free resources. We've had the ticker going down along the bottom for the profit path tool. That one comes with the little calculator that I did in the video a couple weeks ago, along with a quick overview video of how to use that tool. So you can get access to that, the business plan checklist as well, right here, BP checklist. Those are linked down below. Get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net, and you can get access to the free underwriting calculator as well. And just want to remind you, here at Assisted Living Investing, we are here to help you launch your assisted living business so that you can obtain that financial time and financial freedom to help you along your journey. And want to remind you as well to keep going, keep making progress. You just keep going step by step by step. It doesn't, as long as you're persistent and consistent, you're going to be successful. Again, thank you for watching and have a great day.